What's up, nail geeks? It is that time of the year again, and it's time for Halloween boxes and Halloween collabs. I personally am super excited. I recently spent probably a little too much money on some ghost statues for my apartment. I love this time of year, and I specifically love Halloween. So I'm very excited to present you all with the Halloween Cursed box for 2020. We have 7 awesome makers that have come together for this collaboration. Now you can purchase the polishes on their own or the full box. So let's dive right into the swatches and what's inside. First up is Baroness X. She brings us red rum. This is a linear hollow with a black jelly base and red metallic micro flakies. So this has a ton of holographic effect to it. I would definitely agree that it is a linear style holographic polish. So lots and lots of rainbows in the background. Now what I really liked about this was that the base is definitely a blackened type of jelly feel, but those little red metallic microflakes, they're small, but there's a ton of them in here. So it really pops out against that base color. Now the formula on this is very much of a jelly type of polish. There's quite a bit of a squish factor with it. And for opacity, I'm going to suggest 2 coats on this one. Now if you are rocking somewhat longer nails than what I've got in the video, you might need a 3rd thin coat. But I think this one plumps up really nice and it just builds up ultra smooth on the nail on that 2nd coat. So you can see here I've got pretty much 100% coverage. It does dry down semi-gloss, but to really maximize that plumpness in the final look, I'm going to suggest a good glossy top coat. Lots of rainbows that you'll see in the sunlight, and then in indoor light, you'll see those nice little red flakes. And Fan Chromatic Nails brings us the Grudge. This is a blood red crelly with a shimmer that shifts green to blue to purple and a haunting array of iridescent color shifting flakies. So I feel like my swatches on this one came out a little bit light. So for purposes of color accuracy, please refer to my actual video application, as I think the video was a better representation of what I'm seeing in person. So it starts off looking like a bit of a somewhat lighter than, say, blood red type of base, but as you build it up, you'll definitely vampen it out and it'll get real dark. So in person, you can see there are those little green and blue and purple flakes. In bright lights, they're mostly going to come out as this lovely red and purple type of almost somewhat like a reflective type appearance against that base color. Now the formula on it is very crelly-like and it's pretty dense when you are applying it. So I personally think 2 coats is going to be just fine for most. But again, if you apply thin or have somewhat longer nails, you might need that 3rd coat. And Great Lakes Lacquer brings us True Sorrow is as rare as true love. This is a purple base multichrome with shifts of magenta, red, orange, and gold. So this is what I'm going to classify as one of those more vampy type of multichromes. So in very bright lights, you're going to see almost like a burgundy-like effect, but you can definitely see based off of this first coat here, there's absolutely a purple base to it, but the multichrome pigment just takes over everything. So really strong type of color roll effect. So in bright lights, like you're seeing on the video, there's that somewhat burgundy-ish type of feel with it. It's almost like a reddish type of purple. And I want to note that the color roll on this one, my camera was being a little bit of a pest in terms of trying to capture it, as it does dry down kind of semi-gloss, and going in with a glossy top coat, my camera was kind of freaking out. So in person, you can definitely see there's this very strong type of orange and gold that pops at angles on your nails, especially in shaded lighting. Very shifty in a bit of a vampy type of way. So you can see here in the final look, there's a little bit of that orange starting to come out, but in person, it's definitely way more noticeable. And Heather's Hues brings us Camp Crystal Lake. This is a hollow base with a strong iridescent red to pink to orange to gold shimmer and flakes and a touch of multichrome flakes in violet to pink to gold to green and pink to blue to violet. So lots and lots of very shifty multichrome flakes here, and the base is a very strong holographic effect. So this has a crelly-like formula, though it does somewhat feel a little bit on the jelly side to me, but it does build up very quickly. Now for opacity, I'm going to suggest between 2 and 3 coats. This one's really going to depend on how you polish and also the amount of free edge that you have. So those of you rocking those shorties, you might be able to get away with 2 coats on this one, but if you've got a bit of a free edge, I'm going to suggest going in for a 3rd coat on it, just to really maximize that holographic effect and those flakes. So you'll get a really nice dense scatter across the nail. I really like these types of polishes, that they have this almost shredded like effect as you build it up. And of course, in bright sunshine and all that good stuff, you're gonna see a ton of that holographic sparkle in the background. Now this dries down semi-flat, so I think really any type of top coat will be just fine with it. And Lynn B Designs brings us When People Get Desperate, the Knives Come Out. This is a deep plum to clear thermal with red to green to gold shifting UCC flakes and hints of holographic shimmer. So this thermal itself was very quick to react to a temperature change for me. As you can see on the video, my brush is purple, but my polish on my nail is looking clear. So I think this one has a bit of versatility with it, in that you could definitely wear of some type of undie underneath it if you wanted that warm state to have a bit of color to it. But I personally really like how there's colorless to colored thermals. I think they're really pretty, a bit of a chic type of effect, and they really come off almost like an acrylic type of effect after you use a glossy top coat. If you can't tell, I'm addicted to watching acrylic videos myself. I really love them. I love the way they look. So for opacity in general, I think 2 coats, you'll be just fine, and you'll get a strong purple shift over in cold temperatures. And you can see here with the ice water, very, very quick to react and really, really cool. So I don't really see a need to go up to a 3rd coat, as that warm state is clear. And Necessary Evil Polish brings us Creep It Real. This is a grade lavender cream with black, orange, and neon green glitter in various sizes and scattered hollow. So this is a very much true Crelly style polish. It's got just a touch of squish to it on your brush strokes, and it's got that really ultra smooth feel to application. Now I give my bottles a good shake before I apply, and I had no problems getting quite a bit of glitters on the brush so that I can get that nice scattering effect across my nails. Now for opacity on this one, I'm going to suggest 3 coats on it. Those of you with somewhat shorter nails, you might get away with 2 coats on it. However, I felt like 3 coats on it really helped to just bring out that base color like crazy and maximize that pond effect. So you'll see those glitters in between your layers, and you'll get plenty of them on your nails to really represent that nice Halloween fun vibe. So this one doesn't really have any issues in terms of texture, but it does dry down in a way that the glitters kind of appear over your polish, your base, if you will. So I would suggest a really good glossy top coat, and other than that, I had no issues. Texture really wasn't a problem, but again, I'd recommend a glossy top coat. And Zombie Claw Polish brings us Do You Like Scary Movies? This is a neon magenta pink with scattered hollow, black shards, and black holographic glitter blend. Really fun type of pink. I really like colors outside the box for Halloween sometimes, especially when they have, say, like black glitters or something. I think it's a fun mix on a non-traditional type of specific themed shade. So this has a very Crelly-like formula on it too. For opacity, I'm going to suggest between 2 and 3 coats, depending on your personal preference. I think it's got quite a bit of that nice squish factor, but still ultra smooth on those brush strokes. And I had no problems getting quite a bit of those shreds or those flakes as I was applying. So I don't think there's a need for careful placement. I think that they applied very well. Now, in terms of texture or anything like that, I had no problems with this one either. But again, I'm going to recommend a good glossy top coat to seal everything in and really maximize that nice plumpness. So that base color, I'm hoping that the video is coming off what I'm seeing on my monitor. It's definitely a neon magenta. It's quite a bit in your face, a really flattering type of hot pink, and just really, really flattering. Now, when you purchase the full box, you will also get this really fun wax melt in this adorable ghost shape. It is scented in pumpkin spice twists, which to me smells very much like pumpkin spice, with quite a bit of undertones of cinnamon. Really fun and a really lovely type of fall smell. So the box itself, with all of the polishes, including the wax melt, is $63 plus shipping, and the pre-order will go live September 1st through September 15th. I will link you guys below to the site when it goes live, so if you want to grab your box, there will be the link right there. And I'll also link you to the brand spanking new Halloween Cursed Box Facebook fan group if you want to see additional swatches or join, as this seems to be an annual type of collab between different makers and all that good stuff. As always, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching.